Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Churchville Childlife Performing Arts Center for tonight's National Honor Society induction ceremony. Please be advised, please avoid flash photography as it may be a little bit dangerous for our honorees as they cross the stage tonight. In the case of an emergency, please proceed calmly to the closest emergency exit. Thank you for joining us this evening, and we hope you enjoy the ceremony.
Good evening, Churchville Childlife Senior High School students, families, staff, and community members. My name is Jennifer Grimes, and I'm the Executive Principal of the Senior High School. I want to welcome all of you to our Churchville Childlife Performing Arts Center tonight. I'm excited and honored to be here tonight for my first official National Honor Society induction ceremony. This is an opportunity to pause during this busy time of the year in order to recognize and celebrate a dedicated group of students for their scholarship, service, leadership, and character. I would also like to acknowledge and thank Ms. Renee Sheeler for her leadership with this group and for her facilitation of tonight's ceremony. At this time, I would like to introduce Audrey Ennis, who will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. If everybody could please stand.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please be seated.
Thank you, Audrey. This evening, we will honor and induct 77 students into the National Honor Society. I want to congratulate each and every one of you on your selection and induction into this society. Tonight's ceremony is the beginning of a continued commitment to scholarship, service, leadership, and character. These values will empower and equip all of you with the knowledge and skills to be transformative leaders in our school, community, and beyond. Scholarship represents your dedicated commitment to lifelong learning, optimizing opportunities, and pursuing your own knowledge, skills, and experiences in order to contribute positively to the world beyond yourselves. Service represents the intentionality of thinking beyond yourselves in order to meet the needs of others through heartfelt empathy and initiating or participating in selfless acts for others in our school, our community, and beyond. Leadership represents your ability to initiate, innovate, and influence. Your ability to inspire others through actions and collaboration while championing positive change. Leadership requires resiliency while guiding others in continually learning and evolving as individuals. Character represents the essence of exactly who you are, valuing diversity, building relationships, and persevering with respect, integrity, and honesty. In closing, I would like to congratulate each of you again on this amazing honor and encourage you again to think of this as the beginning of your continued commitment to learn and grow as individuals through empowering others and making contributions to our school, community, and to our world. Congratulations again. At this time, I would like to introduce our National Honor Society Advisor, Ms. Renee Sheeler.
my privilege to be the advisor to this wonderful group of young men and women and to welcome you here to our induction ceremony tonight. During this evening's program, we will recognize our chapter student officers for this school year, hear some remarks from our Teacher of the Year, Ms. Kelly Fay, as well as induct our new members into our chapter of the National Honor Society. National Honor Society is an organization that was created in 1921 to acknowledge students who go above and beyond in both academics and in the community. The Churchville-Chili High School chapter recognizes students in 11th and 12th grades that excel in the areas of scholarship, leadership, community, service, and character. Our members, along with the students being inducted here tonight, have participated in a variety of community service activities already this year. These students will continue to help out in the school and the greater community throughout their remaining time at Churchville-Chili, as well as into their future years beyond high school. Thank you for joining me tonight and for supporting our new inductees as they begin their membership in this prestigious organization. One of the ways that our chapter of the National Honor Society supports our school is through the selection of the Teacher of the Year. The 2025 Teacher of the Year is Ms. Kelly Fay. Ms. Fay has been a member of the CTE department at Churchville-Chili for 20 years. She currently teaches Business Management, IB Business Management HL2, Microsoft Office, and Accounting. She was chosen as the Teacher of the Year because she is an excellent teacher that is great at providing one-on-one help if a student is struggling. It's easy for students to see that she does all she can for them to succeed. Along with being a great teacher, she is also a great person, always interacting with her students and getting to know them better. One of Ms. Fay's students said, "She is truly the best teacher I've ever had, and I look forward to her classes every single day." Ms. Fay earned her Bachelor's of Science degree in Business Management from the University of Buffalo, her Master of Business Administration from the University of Rochester, and her post-secondary certificate in Business Education from Nazareth College, now University. Her favorite part of being a teacher is seeing a student use their problem-solving skills to find a solution on their own, utilizing information and skills learned in the classroom. Ms. Fay lives with her husband and their 2 cats, Iggy and Azalea. In her free time, she likes to watch baseball and to bake cookies, which is also her favorite food. One fun fact is that she once ran the Disney World Marathon. It is my pleasure to introduce to you Ms. Kelly Fay.
Thank you very much. It truly was an honor to be chosen for this and to be able to speak to you here tonight. Don't worry, it's not going to be too long. My bedtime is in 2 hours. As Ms. Sheeler mentioned, my background is not in teaching. I worked in business before becoming a teacher, so I kind of see everything as running as a business. School's a factory. You have 8 periods a day, kids come in for 40 minutes, move out, new group comes in. And as a student, you're all waiting in a queue, where you're the raw materials, and we're churning you out to be productive members of society. And if you're unaware of what a queue is, it's a fancy name for waiting in line for a service. So that's what I'm going to talk about tonight, the queue. I'm going to use this word as an acronym for you, the student. Q starts with a Q. So Q is for question. Question everything. Seriously, everything. Question the car salesperson that tells you you can afford that car because it's a 7-year loan and the monthly payment is lower, which in truth increases the total cost of the car. Question AI and the results it gives you. Last week, I asked for 40 examples of franchises from ChatGPT. And it gave me businesses that weren't franchises, but I didn't question it, and I should have, because I had students looking up businesses that were incorrect. Look at society today. People make decisions based on a 10-second TikTok. Is that the world you really want to live in? I became a teacher because when I was working in business, I was truly appalled at the lack of ability of my coworkers to think and problem solve. So I decided I wanted to try to fix that. I'm almost out of here, so it's your job now, kids. Question everything. Even me. I don't know how many times I've lied to you. All teachers have. There is such a thing as a dumb question. The next letter in Q is U. U. Understand. Understand that your actions have consequences. We are here celebrating your character tonight. This is something you need to carry with you for the rest of your life. Your decisions, no matter how big or how small, have some sort of consequence, which can both be good and bad. And even good decisions might have negative consequences. Who knew that being voted Teacher of the Year would come with a consequence of having to give a speech in front of an audience? Next letter in Q is E. E, empathy. Have empathy for everyone. You all have to perform community service to be part of the National Honor Society. Continue to do this, but don't just think about doing it through a few volunteer hours here and there. Make the world a better place, where we try to understand each other and help each other instead of cutting each other down. Too many times in today's society, we see people calling each other stupid or names because we are different. Please don't let this be the norm. Now you might think I'm done because you think Q is spelled Q-U-E. It's not. It's spelled Q-U-E-U-E, so I still have a U and an E to go. U, unpredictable. Every day, while I think I know what I'm walking into, doesn't always pan out. I have to remember that each of you has had a different experience from the time you left one day to that next morning that I see you. That holds true for me as well. In a factory, sometimes the machine goes down. Sometimes in the classroom, the teacher goes down. Have respect, grace, and patience. Life is unpredictable, and things don't always go your way. And finally, E, it's for the end. Everything comes to an end. A class period, a school day, your time in high school. Think of tonight and why you're being honored. You've demonstrated character, leadership, citizenship, and scholarship. This should not end because you're leaving high school soon. Whether you do something big to change the world or something small like telling someone thank you, always strive to be better. And in the end, all I ever hope for is that you've learned something from me, even if it was just how to spell Q. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Fay, and congratulations again on being chosen by your students as our Teacher of the Year. At this time, each of our officers will share their meaning of one of the 4 pillars of the National Honor Society. The president of the National Honor Society this year is Audrey Ennis. In addition to being the NHS president, Audrey also participates in several extracurricular activities, such as cross-country, indoor track, outdoor track, martial arts, mock trial, jazz band, peer tutoring, and math league. Audrey is a National Merit Scholarship semifinalist and has an overall weighted GPA of 102%. Audrey is Red Cross certified in CPR and as a lifeguard. She loves to read and hike and be outside, especially at the beach. After graduation, she plans to attend a 4-year college to major in biomedical engineering. It is my pleasure to introduce Audrey to you to speak about the NHS Pillar of Scholarship.
The word scholarship evokes in most people the idea of good grades, challenging classes, and long hours spent studying. While these factors may be a common theme in the lives of many of you, scholarship encompasses so much more. Scholarship, to me, is about curiosity. It's about taking the initiative to ask the questions no one else is asking. It's about possessing the motivation to learn more than what's necessary, having the desire to understand beyond what's required. None of you would be here today in front of me if you didn't go above and beyond in your studies, seeking knowledge not just to pass a test, but to satisfy your own innate desire to become a better student. This level of commitment to learning isn't easy, however. Staying truly invested in your studies requires a level of discipline we all commend you for. It's difficult to push yourself to do homework at midnight, to study for a test after getting home late, or to wake up and attend your first period class despite being absolutely exhausted. I'm sure we've all had to fight moments when those 10 extra minutes of sleep seem so much more enticing than walking into math class with a fully finished worksheet. Nevertheless, each and every one of you has consciously chosen to dedicate yourselves to your academics, even when it wasn't the easy choice or the popular choice. You have all persevered and slowly but surely learned how to manage busy, full schedules while still maintaining such exceptional academic standing. Of course, none of us have everything figured out. I certainly don't. But what I do know is that if you continue to work hard, challenge yourself, and above all, stay curious, then there's nothing in this world that you can't accomplish. With that, I'd like to say congratulations to all of the inductees here tonight, and we can't wait to welcome you to the Churchville Charlotte chapter of the National Honor Society.
by serving as the cross-country captain, band senior officer, and math league president, as well as participating in various extracurricular activities, including being a member of the cross-country team, indoor and outdoor track teams, wind ensemble, and jazz band. Caleb has done all of these things while maintaining a weighted GPA of 101% and has been recognized as an AP Scholar by the College Board, as well as a Scholar Athlete for cross country. Caleb has served his community as a volunteer at Food Link. He plays the clarinet and saxophone, loves running cross country, and his favorite food is pizza. After graduation, Caleb plans to go to college to study cybersecurity. It is my pleasure to introduce Caleb to talk about the National Honor Society Pillar of Character.
I chose to speak about character tonight because I thought it would be the most straightforward. So you can imagine my surprise when I sat down to write this speech, and I realized this word has so many more complex meanings than I originally thought. I thought I had a good grasp on what this word meant, but I didn't realize all of its paradoxical implications. So I did some research, and I discovered that character is one of the oddest words in the English language. Not only is it a very abstract and intangible concept, but it also has numerous definitions. And on top of this, many of these definitions contradict each other. But I assume that it must be important if it's a pillar of the National Honor Society. So to help our inductees understand its importance, I'm going to take a moment to list the many different definitions attributed to the word character. The first and most common definition of character is a description of someone's integrity, which means they exhibit traits like honesty, courage, and fortitude. Essentially, it's what you do when no one else is watching. Second, it also describes someone's moral and ethical qualities, or their moral compass. But if you consider the third definition, and you have character, it means you exhibit exceptional moral and ethical qualities. So, everyone's moral compass can be described by character, but not everybody has character. This is not to be confused with the fourth definition, which allows you to build character, which really just reflects your ability to toughen up. In addition to this, character describes someone's reputation, or how other people perceive them externally. However, this may or may not align with someone's internal character. I'm sure that the inductees and parents here tonight remember the sixth definition from English class, that a character is any animate thing in a play or story, which we all know can exhibit any trait possible. But be careful with the seventh definition, because if you become a character, then you're very amusing and eccentric. Furthermore, characters aren't just found in English class. Use them a lot in math too. In fact, any number, symbol, or notation that we write is defined as a character. And of course, let's not forget about the ninth definition of character, which describes the essential nature of something, which means it describes the qualities and attributes of a thing as a whole, not just their moral and ethical qualities, which of course it also describes exclusively. So if the word character has so many meanings, why haven't we assigned different words to pick up the slack? It seems that the word character is stuck with carrying the burden not only of multiple definitions, but also of contradictory ones. Maybe character is a pillar of the National Honor Society not because of any of its singular definitions, but because of what the word itself has to put up with. The word character has to be willing to balance many different meanings, just like how students in the NHS must be willing to balance many different priorities: academics, athletics, extracurriculars, friendships, and jobs, just to name a few. Of these priorities and meanings, the word character must also handle many contradictions. Teachers assign homework and tell you to devote your time studying. Coaches tell you to work hard and spend time practicing. Employers want you to work But friends and family don't care how long you spend working, what sport you play, or what classes you're enrolled in. They care about you as a person and as a character. I've heard that character is the foundation of the 3 other pillars of the National Honor Society. And I've also heard that character is equally as important as these other 3 pillars. So it seems that no one can even agree on character's relationship with other attributes. But maybe we place too much pressure on ourselves to come to an agreement, or to collectively identify a single meaning in everything, or to mold a complex notion into a single idea. Maybe instead we should allow ourselves to accept the paradoxes of life, so that we can focus on becoming better individuals, better people, and better members of society. Really, to sum things up, you'll just need to work on our character, whatever that means. Thank you.
Thank you, Caleb. Up next, we have Natalie Esposito, your NHS Secretary. Throughout her time at CCHS, Natalie has been a captain on the girls' varsity swim and dive team, and both the secretary and the treasurer of the yearbook club. She's a member of the girls' varsity swim team, indoor and outdoor track and field teams, the yearbook club, martial arts, math league, the clay club, and band. Natalie is a member of the World Language Honor Society and has been honored by receiving the Scholar Athlete Award, the Sportsmanship Award, the Presidential Award, the Triple C Award, and the Daniel Mislevichek Award, along with the Excellence in Art Award. Natalie has served her community through volunteering with her church in a variety of ways, including as a lector and teaching faith formation classes. She has also volunteered at the Chi-Lai Community Center and with the Senior High School Blood Drive. Last summer, Natalie represented CCHS at Empire Girls State. She loves waterfalls and tent camping and is a lifeguard as well. After graduation, Natalie plans to attend college to study construction management. It is my pleasure to introduce Natalie to the podium to talk about the NHS Pillar of Service.
I'll be honest. When I was sitting on my bed, ready to write this speech, I asked myself, how am I supposed to write a speech about service? I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory, right? It's helping or doing work for someone. It actually brought back a memory of when my brother and I were little. We used to say to our parents, I'm pretty sure this is child labor. I know you all had that feeling at one point in your life. But it was a long time ago. Things changed. We changed. You soon perceive that the world doesn't revolve around you, no matter how smart, musical, or athletic you are. Service helps you be reminded of that. This is the pillar of not just service, but of humility. It is putting someone else's needs before your own, and that is hard to come by today, in a culture that encourages us to put our own personal happiness first. And the National Honor Society is built with the foundation that we use our gifts and this honor to make the corner of the world a little bit brighter. NHS gives us the opportunity. The question is, will you take the chance and put this opportunity into action? Acts of service have been proven multiple times in the past to have changed the world, such as the works of Mother Teresa, Nelson Mandela, and Princess Diana. But even the small acts of service we do benefit others in some way. I won't stand up and say we're going to change the world with these small acts of kindness, but maybe we can come close to changing the way someone's day is going. That is what service is. It is making life easier for those around us. Service not only impacts the receiver, but also the giver. That is the key that so many people forget. Therefore, I implore you to use the power and chance you are given to make at least one person's day greater each week. You don't have to stick to the normal script of what service is. It can be as small as giving a tissue to a stranger to whom you see crying. You do you as you help others to be their best selves. Congratulations to the 2025 National Honor Society inductees, and always remember, what you do has a far greater impact than what you say. Thank you.
Thank you, Natalie. Lastly, I would like to introduce you to the treasurer of the National Honor Society this year, Evan Girolamo. In addition to being the NHS treasurer, Evan has been a leader in school by serving as the president of the Science Olympiad and the treasurer of the Peer Tutoring Club, as well as participating in various extracurricular activities, including being a member of the varsity hockey team, the varsity golf team, Science Olympiad, Math League, and the History Club. He has done all of these things while maintaining a weighted GPA of 101%. He has participated in a variety of community service projects, including peer tutoring, teaching younger and disabled children how to play hockey, and unified bowling. In his free time, Evan loves playing hockey and golf. After graduation, he plans to attend college to study chemical engineering. It is my pleasure to introduce Evan, who will be speaking about the pillar of leadership.
Good evening, everyone. It's an honor to stand before you today as treasurer of our chapter of National Honor Society, a community built not just on academic excellence, but on character, service, and leadership. And tonight, I want to talk to you about leadership, not as a title, but as a legacy. Leadership isn't about being the loudest voice in the room. It's about being the steady one who listens when others speak, the one who steps up when others step back, and the one who sees potential in others and helps them believe in it too. But it's not only about standing at the front. Sometimes it's about providing a foundation for others to build off of and ensuring that foundation is strong and never wavering. In National Honor Society, we are called to lead with integrity. That means choosing what's right even when no one's watching. It means showing up with consistency, compassion, and courage. True leadership isn't reserved for the spotlight. It thrives in the small, everyday moments. And it's in those moments that we discover our strengths, inspire others, and prove that real leaders don't wait for recognition, they create it. Each of us has the power to make a difference. All it takes is one change. For me, leadership has been shaped by the communities that lifted me up. My hockey teams, my mentors, my family, they've all taught me that real leaders don't just guide others, they serve them. They create spaces where people feel seen, safe, and valued. That's the kind of leader I strive to be. That's the kind of leader that National Honor Society inspires us all to become. To our inductees, your leadership may not always look picture perfect. There will be times when decisions feel uncertain, when progress seems slow, and when challenges test your resolve. But leadership is not about perfection. At its core, it is about persistence and taking proper action. It is about stepping forward when others hesitate and lifting others when they stumble. It is about showing up with courage, listening with empathy, and acting with integrity even when the path is unclear. True leadership is not measured by flawless moments, but by the impact you leave behind. So as we move into new challenges, new opportunities, and new roles, let us remember, leadership is not about titles or authority. It is about creating change that outlasts your own presence and leaving every place better than we found it. And above all, it is about using our gifts, not for recognition, but for creating a legacy that succeeds us. Let us remember to never grow complacent. Instead, let us continue to strive, leaving every place we touch stronger and better than before. May the leadership that has carried us this far galvanize courage and resolve in every challenge ahead, transforming each obstacle into an opportunity to make a lasting impact. And as we move forward, let us do so with conviction, knowing that the best measure of our journey will be the strength we leave behind. Thank you, and let's keep leading for not only ourselves, but for those around us.
Thank you, Evan. We will now begin the induction part of our ceremony with our new members. As each student is announced, they will come to the stage, sign our registry, receive their membership certificate. Each of the new inductees was asked to list a few things that they wanted to share about them as they cross the stage. And our 4 officers will be reading this information about these new inductees. So just in a second, we'll get ourselves set up.
Gabriella Agnello. Aubriella Agnello is team captain of the girls varsity tennis team, coaches tennis and volunteers at the Chi-Li Public Library, and participates in Link Crew, Leo Club, Mock Trial, and Foreign Language Club. Michael Becker-Duckus is a three-sport athlete, volunteers at church, has achieved high honor roll every quarter since 7th grade. Olivia Briggs is a member of the girls varsity volleyball and indoor and outdoor track teams, volunteers at Strong Memorial and Highland Hospitals, and has been on high honor rolls since 7th grade. Camille Bussey plays varsity tennis first doubles, volunteers at the Chi-Li Library, and plays in the wind ensemble. Mackenzie Cagle is a member of the tennis and lacrosse teams, volunteers regularly at the Honeoye Falls School District, and participates in the Leo Club and the Foreign Language Honor Society. Lucas Carriola is a member of the varsity soccer team, was a member of National Junior Honor Society, and volunteers at youth soccer camps. Nick Carpenter started playing hockey when he was 4 years old, plays piano, and plays soccer. Olivia Servini has maintained an unweighted GPA of over 95 since 7th grade, has volunteered by baking cookies for the local fire department and helping younger players learn volleyball skills, and is on the varsity volleyball, softball, and track and field teams. Colin Solinsky volunteers at Rochester International Academy, maintained working a restaurant job throughout high school, and values spending time with friends and family as much as possible. Sarah Simonelli is a member of both the girls varsity soccer and lacrosse teams, has been a member of both the Rotary and Leo clubs for the past several years, and is CPR and lifeguard certified. Juliana Davison is an active member of the school's music department, volunteers at Edgewood Free Methodist Church, and participates in dance classes and the school's musical. Connor Dingy is a member of the bowling and tennis teams, is employed at Cinemark Tinseltown, and volunteered as a link leader. Aaron Doles volunteers at Parish of the Holy Family Church, participates in multiple clubs within the music department, and is a part of competitive dance team at Premier Dance. Toya Donner plays varsity soccer for the school, works at Pontillo's, and is a soccer referee. Anubis Drew is striving to be a future Black scholar and marine biologist, minoring in art, highly recognized as a very creative and awarded artist, and aspiring to volunteer more to help the youth of today. Dominique Dunn is beginning her education in cosmetology, was in chorus for 5 years, and enjoys taking care of animals. Kendall Dykeman volunteers to teach dance for younger kids, currently dances at 2 studios, and is a member of the World Language Honor Society and Foreign Language Club. Kaylee Ekman is a member of the varsity soccer team, participates in the symphonic band, and has maintained a GPA above 90 throughout high school. Avery Ewell is a member of the Saints varsity soccer team, is the youngest of 3 brothers who are also members of the NHS, and has a part-time job working with senior citizens. Rena Falco is a member of the varsity swim team, sings in the school select choir and at church, and participates in extracurricular ensembles and the school musicals.
Owen Farrell competed in 4 years of cross country and track, is a freelance photographer in the Rochester area, and designs senior banners for Churchill Athletics. Owen Finnemore is working towards a private pilot's license and is a member of the robotics team, and is also a member of the tennis team for 4 years. And I'm sorry she's not with us tonight, but I'd also like to introduce Ava Fideli. She's a member of the girls varsity soccer and lacrosse teams. She volunteers with the school's Rotary and Leo clubs and has participated in mock trial for Foreign Language Club and Ski Club. Isaac Gale is a member of the varsity soccer team, enjoys classes in the technology field, and regularly volunteers to help his neighbors. Grayson Gelfer is the captain and MVP of the varsity hockey team, coaches and instructs youth hockey, and is a member of the World Language Honor Society. Natalie Geary is a member of the varsity basketball team, is a member of the varsity tennis team, and is also a member of a unified basketball team. Isabella Gatto is a member of the varsity soccer team, volunteers at the Open Door Church, and participates in the Leo and Rotary clubs. Jonah Gonzalez, shadows of Lattimore Physical Therapy, volunteers at elementary and middle schools, and is employed at Foodtown. Reese Greenlaw is an aspiring filmmaker, is a volunteer ski instructor at Shared Ski Adventure, and participates in concert choir at Old County Jazz. Nick Gregoire participates in robotics and math league, is a Boy Scout, and is on the Science Olympiad. Landon Healy is a member of the boys basketball team, volunteers to help at basketball camps for younger children, and likes to give back to the community during the holidays. Corinne Henry is the JV softball captain, is a member of Junior Honor Society and World Language Honor Society, and volunteers at the Greece Chamber of Commerce. Sam Herring is a member of the varsity hockey team, plays travel hockey, and is a hard worker. Alexa Hogan participated in Special Olympics and Unified Basketball, is a captain on the girls varsity volleyball team, and is a volunteer through Strong Memorial Hospital. Haley Hotelling is a member of the Church of Chili varsity soccer, basketball, and flag football teams, and enjoys volunteering at soccer camps. Anthony Indiano is a 4-year varsity athlete, is a 4-year scholar athlete, and is a team captain and leader. Nick Indovino is a member of the indoor and outdoor track teams, has received multiple awards for academic excellence, and volunteers at local bottle and can drives in the area. Jaden Jagger is a member of the football, basketball, track, and baseball teams, is an active member of St. Pius X Church, and is a member of the math league. Carter Johnson is a member of the varsity tennis team, participates in the Science Olympiad and the math league, and volunteers by doing peer tutoring.
Madeline Jordan is the president of the class of 2027, is on the school's volleyball team, and is an IB diploma candidate. Yarina Koher likes volunteering with the Leo Club to help our community, works hard on all schoolwork, and participates in the Ceramics Club and Foreign Language Club. Stella Luckmore is in both French and Spanish courses, is a champion Irish dancer, and participates in after-school activities like mock trial, Lido Club, and literary magazine. Samantha Lawson is a member of the Interscholastic Equestrian Association, volunteers at the Chili Library, Seneca Park Zoo, and Kids Summer Camp, and received both the Mathematics Award for Algebra and the Elude Award for Geometry. McKenna McDowell is a 2025 New York State Cup soccer champion, volunteers with the Rotary and Leo clubs, and participates annually in Feed My Starving Children, packing food for malnourished children globally. Riley Mara plays soccer and runs indoor and outdoor track, enjoys dance and art, participates in both Leo and Rotary clubs. Timothy Marshall is a member of the bowling and tennis teams, volunteers at the Chili Public Library, and accepted into the ACE mentorship program. Charlie Martin is a link leader and a member of the Leo Club. She works as a student helper in the science department and plays girls volleyball, girls varsity flag football. Antonella Massey is a member of the varsity cheer team and the All-American cheer team. Is a member of the World Language Honor Society and participates in competitive dance. Quinn McCarthy volunteers as an usher at the RPO, is a longtime violinist, and participates in the orchestra council. Matthew McIntyre is a member of the tennis and bowling teams, volunteers with the Leo Club and the Rotary Club, and is a member of the chess club and esports team. Sophia Masiti volunteers at her church serving in kids ministry and nursery, is a Triple C award winner, and is considering going into nursing for her future career. Michael Miroff volunteers at the New York Museum of Transportation, is a member of the swimming and tennis team, and is a member of the World Language Honor Society. Adrian Monahan is a 3-season varsity athlete, is the senior patrol leader for the BSA Troop 133, where he has logged over 70 community service hours, and is currently working on his Eagle Scout project in collaboration with the Village of Churchville. Clara Munden is a member of the Unified Basketball and Special Olympics. She participated in Churchville Childlight Girls Varsity Volleyball and volunteers at Parish of the Holy Family. Parker Nordhausen participates in band, chorus, and theater, is a member of the bowling and tennis teams, and is very involved in activities at his church. Ava Azkana plays varsity soccer and lacrosse and is the vice president of the junior class. Jada Pellet is a member of the Leo Club, received the Hoff Computer Science Award, and has earned high honor roll 2 years in a row. Eric Finn participates in robotics, was a member of the cross-country team, indoor and outdoor, and is an altar server of the Roman Catholic Church.
Madeline Peter. She received outstanding recognition for her portrayals of high school musical roles. She's an active participant in creative writing opportunities within literary club and coffee house performances. She has had multiple art pieces featured in the high school art show since freshman year. Elena Podzepka. She's a member of the varsity lacrosse and tennis teams. She's a volunteer tennis coach, and she performs as part of the school's audition chorus concert choir. Gianna Pizzula. She's a member of the softball and swimming/diving team. She enjoys playing the trumpet in the wind ensemble. She spends her free time working as a lifeguard at school. Jack Pitt. He's a member of the varsity football and track and field teams. He holds the school record in indoor track and field for shot put. He was given the most outstanding student award in 10th grade. Kason Quett. He plays both varsity hockey and tennis while maintaining high grades. He participates in robotics and class council, and he volunteers and coaches in the First Tee program teaching golf to younger players. Addison Ritchie. She's a member of multiple hockey teams. She's a member of the varsity softball team. She's been on high honor roll every year since 7th grade. Lydia Russer. She's a varsity softball, tennis, and unified basketball athlete. She studied abroad in England her sophomore year. She's part of multiple clubs, including Model UN, Mock Trial, Vice President of Rotary Club, and Executive Council member. Sierra Rowe. She volunteers at the Friendly Home. She's on the girls varsity tennis team, and she's employed at Strong Memorial Hospital under the Brain Injury and Rehabilitation Unit. Bobby Rule Jr. He's voted top 10 player for Class AA baseball. He's visited 26 out of 30 MLB stadiums. He's volunteered at many youth sports camps. Emily Schaff. She plays soccer, basketball, lacrosse, and tennis. She participates in concert choir, musicals, and orchestra. She works at Lucia's and volunteers as an assistant choreographer for the middle school musical. Allie Snyder. She's a member of the varsity swim team. She works as a swim instructor and lifeguard at the CCHS pool. She participates in fine arts programs like choir, drawing, photography, and many more. Braden Steadman. He's a member of the varsity basketball and unified basketball teams. He volunteers for youth basketball activities to help the next generation of Saints. He's a 2-time Primetime 585 Matt Trable Memorial Award winner, chosen by coaches for a player showing tireless efforts and persistence. It also shines a light on the importance of mental health. Owen Underwood. He's a member of the varsity volleyball, bowling, tennis, and unified basketball teams. He's worked at Tops throughout high school, and he participates in band and is a link leader. Caitlin Venti. She's a member of the robotics team, volunteers for Grasp and Lollipop Farm events. She puts effort into school. Adeline Ward. She's a member of the tennis and indoor/outdoor track teams. She volunteers at the Tri Library. She participates in art classes. Skylar Williamson. She's a part of the World Language Honor Society, and she plans to work in the field of psychology. Jordan Wilson. He's a member of the baseball team. He's someone whom peers can rely on. He's excited to keep growing as a student and a leader. Sophia Grace Winterhoff. She's a member of both the National Junior and the World Language Honor Society. She's the secretary for both the junior class and the orchestra. She maintained the highest honor roll since 9th grade. Bryce Wolf. He's a member of the varsity soccer team. He's volunteered as a youth soccer coach, and he has been on high honor roll every quarter of high school.
I'd like to give a big round of applause for all of our new As you can see, we have an outstanding group of young adults leading us here at Churchville Childlight High School, who will no doubt continue to work hard to uphold these 4 pillars throughout their lives. It is my pleasure to formally accept these candidates as members of the Churchville Childlight High School chapter of the National Honor Society. Congratulations to you all. Before we end our program, I have a few thank yous for some people that have helped me throughout the previous few months to make tonight possible. Firstly, our NHS officers, who all did a fabulous job doing all the presenting tonight. And the speeches that they wrote, I think, were phenomenal. I was quite impressed. Also, from our principal's office, Ms. Grimes, Ms. Alchin, and Ms. Deschalais, for helping me throughout this process. I appreciate all of their help. I'd like to thank Dr. Peluso for joining us tonight and helping us to honor all of these fine young ladies and gentlemen. Also, we have a faculty council who is actually made up of 4 teachers who read all of the applications and make the decisions to accept these inductees. So that's a big job for them. I appreciate their help in this endeavor. One last thank you to Ms. Chipman and her students for providing the music prior to tonight's ceremony while you were waiting to enter into the CCPAC. So this concludes our ceremony. I thank you all for coming, and I hope you have a happy Thanksgiving.